out from my side. Let me share the screen. So clear guys, is it clear? So whenever you are creating a table, SQL Server will allocate a page. Okay, page is a basic storage unit of a SQL Server. Page is a basic storage unit of a SQL Server data file. Okay, remember, whenever you are creating a database, SQL Server will create two files for you. Whenever you are creating a database, SQL Server will create a two files for you. Okay, what are those two files? One file is data file, one file is log file. Okay, one file is data file, one file is log file. Two files it will create. Without these two files, you cannot create database. Log file will use it to store the transactions temporarily. Okay, so log file, we are going to use this log file to store the data temporarily. Let me give you permissions, Karthik. Yes, okay. So log file will store the data temporarily, guys. Okay, data file will store the data permanently. Okay, in the data file, the data will be stored permanently. Okay, whereas in the log file, the data will be stored in a temporary manner. Okay, so whenever you are inserting any data, first of all, it will store in the log file, guys. Whenever you are inserting any data, whenever you are doing anything, any transactions you are running on the database, first it will insert or it will update or it will delete, depends upon the transactions. First of all, it will send the data to the log file. Again, from log file, the data will be sent it to the data file. Once the data is written to the data file, then only the data will be stored permanently. Is it clear, everyone? Any issues, any doubts in this point? Whenever you're writing anything, first of all, SQL Server will write everything to the log file first. It's like a main door to the house. Okay, if anyone wants to come inside the house, first of all, they have to come from the main door, right? So log file is the main door of the database. It will keep the data temporarily. It will store the data temporarily. Then it will move the data from your log file to data file. Once the data is moved to the data file permanently, then it is safe from power failures, from system failures, okay, from natural disasters and all. Once the data is permanently written to the data file, then your data is safe. Until the data is in log file, your data is not safe. Okay, once the data is permanently written to the data file, then only the data is safe. Until the data is going to be written to the data file permanently, it will store somewhere temporarily. That location you can call it as a log file, guys. Is it clear? Any issues, any doubts, please? Is it clear, everyone? Okay, so I told you, right? So the tables are going to be created on pages. If you are having a big table, SQL Server will allocate a lot of pages for you, and these pages are going to be loaded inside your memory. So that's why if you are reading a big table, which is reading like select star from employee means all the records in the table. It will pull all the records. If you use star means it will pull all the records. So if it has to pull all the records means it has to load all the pages inside the memory. Okay, so if you have good memory, memory means RAM, storage means your hard disk. Don't confuse. Memory means RAM, storage means hard disk. In the memory, the things will be stored temporarily, whereas in the hard disk, the things will be stored permanently. If you restart the server, whatever it is there in the memory, it will be deleted. If you restart the server, whatever the data is there in the disks won't be deleted. It will be permanently written to the disk. Okay, clear? Everyone, is it clear, guys? This is like how the SQL Server will organize the things physically. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes.
Okay, right. So how logically it will organize? Logically, how SQL Server will organize the things logically? So in the SQL Server, we will have databases. Okay, in the SQL Server, we'll have databases. In the databases, we'll have file groups and log files, plus log files. Okay, in the file groups, we'll have data files. Under file groups, we will have data files. Okay, under data files, we will have what we can say databases, right? And schemas. Of course, you can forget these things. You can mention these as a physically organized way. Under databases, we will have schemas. Under schemas, we will have tables. Okay, this is how the things organized logically. Means in the management studio, you can see like this only. Okay, whenever you create any table, whenever when you can create the table, where you can create the table, you can create the tables in databases only. Okay, whenever you are creating a table, that table will be stored in the database. Agree, everyone? All the tables will be stored in the database only, guys. Where the tables are going to be stored logically in the databases. In the database, where exactly we will have schema. Schema is nothing but one kind of folder. Okay, in a normal language, schema is kind of a folder containers. Okay, so under this schema, you will have these tables and all. Okay, I'll show you while creating the table. You can see that option and all. Okay, so logically this is how it is going to organize in the data. In the SQL servers we'll have databases. In the databases we'll have schemas. In the schemas you will have tables. Is it clear? Okay, so let's create a database first before creating a table. If I want to create a table, what I should have? Database, right? Agree? If I want to create one table, I should have database first, right? So when you install the SQL Server will give you 4 system databases. Okay, if you expand system databases, you will get 4 system databases. Let me delete this one. Okay, so nothing to worry. I'll explain later. As of now, there are no user databases. Okay, there are 2 types of databases: system databases and user databases. There are 2 types of databases: system databases and user databases. If you expand the databases, you can see system databases. Okay, you can see system databases, but where I can see my user databases? Can anyone tell me where I can see my user databases?
We can create.
Yes, if we create, then only you can see the user database. As of now, there are no user databases in the SQL Server. Okay, you can only see system database. If you expand system database, you can see 4 databases: master, model, MSDB, TempDB. These are the 4 system databases that will come along with your SQL Server installation. I haven't created these databases. If you install SQL Server, we will get all these 4 system databases. Actually, there are 5 system databases. We have resource database also, but that resource database is in hidden mode. You cannot see that resource database due to security reasons. Okay, you can only see 4 system database: master, model, MSDB, TempDB. In the next class, we'll discuss about these system databases, what master will do, what model will do, what MSDB, what TempDB will do. Very interesting topic. We are going to discuss in the next class tomorrow, right? So if you see here, there are no user databases. If once we create the user database, then only you can see the list here. Let's create a user database. I'll tell you how to create using GUI. I'll tell you how to create using graphical user interface mode and how to create using command mode query. Okay, so I'll tell you both options. GUI mode, right click on the database. You can select new database option as discussed earlier. Let me explain all these options. It will ask you the database name. Okay, it will ask you the database name, and again you cannot give your own names: sweetie, puppy, cutie. Okay, you cannot give those names and all. Customer will tell you what names and all you have to give. Okay, so you have to give that names only. Okay, right, clear? So let's create a database with a tell me any application name. Okay, let's do with the PhonePe. Right, so listen carefully. If you see here, observe it clearly. If you see here, logical name, these are the files. Okay, I told you, right? Database is a collection of 2 files. What are those 2 files, guys?
Data file and
Data
log
file and
file.
log
Data
Very good.
files and
Data
log
file
files.
and log file. Okay, if you see here logical name, you cannot say anything here. Let me add a name. Just observe here. Okay, what name you will get. Okay, let me add same name, PhonePe. Right, and whenever you type the database name here, automatically you will get the logical file names. PhonePe data file, this is okay, and PhonePe log file. You can see log files you can identify by using underscore log. Okay, you can identify the log files by using underscore log, means that is log file, and this is your data file. And if you see here, rows data means data file, log means log file. What is the file type? Data file and log file. Always earlier we discussed, right? Just now we discussed, okay, in the SQL Server we'll have databases. In the databases, we will have file groups and log files. In the file groups, we will have data file. Means, listen carefully, data files can't created individually. Data files can't create individually. So they will be created in file groups only. Okay, so automatically one file group will come when you create a database. The default file group is called primary file group. Log file doesn't belong to any file group. You can see here under file group option, it is showing not applicable. Under file group option, it is showing not applicable. Means log file doesn't have any file group concept. In the databases, we'll have file groups and log files. In the file groups, we will have data files. Clear? Is it clear, guys? Okay, data files will exist only in the file groups. Right? So this will exist in the file group. So file group means primary file group. If you want data file, this data file you cannot change, but I'll tell you again how to create file groups. Extra file groups I want, can I create? I'll tell you. Okay, so your data file is stored on inside the primary file group. Primary file group is the default file group name. It will come along with the database. No need to create primary file group. On log file, you can see not applicable. Initial sizes. What are the initial sizes of these files? Okay, whenever you are creating a small notepad, also imagine, forget about this data file, log file. You are creating a small notepad. Nothing is there inside that notepad. But when you create one file, you will get a small size, right? Agree or not? A file will have a size, its own size, small or big. That is different thing. When you create one file, it will be created with one size. Agree, everyone? Right? Agree, guys? Whenever you're
Yeah.
creating any file, notepad, Word document, Excel sheet, at least you will get 1 KB file size and all like that. If you insert the data, the file size will keep increasing. Agree? Right? So in the same way, whenever you create a database, also we'll get 2 files, right? Each file size is around 8 MB. By default, you can see data file will be created with 8 MB size, log file will be created with 8 MB size. Okay, right? If you want, I can change these numbers also. No. First of all, I want to create my data file with 1024 MB. You can change it, not an issue. Okay, so if you give 1024 MB, it will be created. It will create a 1024 MB file, even though you are using or not using. Okay, automatically it will consume that 1024 MB. Of course, there will be a free space, but you cannot recover that free space. Remember, guys, initial size will play a key role. For example, if I gave 20 GB as an initial size, okay, 20 GB as a, let me give same 1024 MB, okay, 1 GB, let me give 1 GB only, no problem. But usually in the organization, they will keep with the default figures only, default values only. So they don't change this value. Initial size means initially it will create the file with that size. Even though you create 8 MB, not an issue. Whenever there is a need, it will expand by its own. See, for example, if I created an 8 MB file, it won't create any issue. Okay, simply it will create a file with 8 MB. But if the data is keep inserting in the PhonePe, okay, what happened? As you see here, auto growth option is enabled. Okay, remember, guys, it is very important. Auto growth. If you just disable the auto growth, okay, if you can see none here, means auto growth is disabled. What is the problem if auto growth is disabled? Can anyone tell me, please?
We cannot store much data.
Very good. Up to
File will not be
yes,
Cannot
Increased
exceed more than 8
or-
MB.
yes, excellent. The file is locked to 8 MB. Whatever data you want to store, you can store up to 8 MB only. The file won't be grow automatically if you just disable the auto growth option. If you enable the auto growth option, what happened? The file will be auto grow. Once it reaches to 8 MB, then the file is going to grow automatically. Okay, in the auto growth, we have 2 options. How the file has to grow automatically, in percent or in megabytes. In percent, if you give 10%, then 10% of 8 MB, how much? 10% of 8 MB.
0.8.
Very good. Okay, 0.8. Now, what will be the new size in case the file is full? What is the new size of this file?
8.8.
8.8.
Very good. 8 plus 0.8. 8.8 is the new size. Okay. If you give 50 percentage, now tell me the new size of this file once the file is full.
12 MB.
12 MB. Excellent. 50 percentage of 8 MB is 4 MB. 8 MB plus 4 MB is equal to 12 MB. So this is how it is going to organize. Once that 12 MB is also full, again it will increase one more 50 percentage. 50 percentage of 12 MB is 6 MB. 12 plus 6, 18 MB. If that is full, 18 MB is full. Again it will add 50 percentage. 50 percentage of 18 is 9. 18 plus 9, 27 MB. Like that, the file will grow automatically. Till when? Till when it is going to grow automatically?
Size of the C drive.
Very good,
where we have-
excellent. Here we are storing the file in the C drive. Okay. Here we are storing the file in the C drive. If you see, here you can see the file is going to be stored in the C drive, C program files, Microsoft SQL Server. Till when it will grow? Till the file storage, the C drive space is going to be consumed totally. Now you can see 98 GB, right? So if nothing is stored inside my C drive, what is the max size of my data file? If we keep on adding the data.
98 GB.
Very good. Very good. It will grow up to the free space that is going to be consumed completely. If the data is keep on adding, the file will grow. Just now we discussed, right? 8 MB to 12 MB, 12 MB to 18 MB, 18 MB to 27 MB. Like that, the file will grow, and it will eat the consume. It will consume the whole free space, and it can grow up to 98 GB. Once my drive is full, it cannot accept any, like we are going to eat food, right? We will have some extent. To some extent only we can eat the food. 200 grams or 300 grams or 500 grams if we like the food. Okay. But after 500 grams, we cannot eat. Or might be you have more, what we can say, okay, more capacity, then you can eat 1 kg, right? After that 1 kg, you cannot eat, right? Right, everyone will have one capacity. So after that capacity, the threshold limit, no one can eat. So in the same way, it can grow up to 98 GB. Once the 98 GB free space is over, your data file is completely full. It won't accept any data. If it can't accept the data, whatever the data is coming, you can ask, sir, who is going to insert the data inside your database? Who will do that, guys? How the data will come
We only.
inside? Yes, okay. So application will insert the data. We will manually insert the data by running insert queries and all. Okay, so it can grow up to 98 GB, means in which drive the file is storing, it can grow up to that free space that is there in that drive. Once the free space is completed, there is no more free space. It can't accept the new data. So what happened? Whatever the data is coming from the application, it can't receive the data. So your application will be down. Agree, everyone? Right? If you eat more than your capacity, you will be down, right? In the same way, if the data file is completely full, if there is no free space, it can't accept the new data. If it can't accept the new data, your database will go to suspect state. Okay. If there is no free space, usually suspect or recovery pending state, it will go. If the database went to recovery pending state, your application also will be down. Okay, so you have to be very careful. So usually in the organization, we are going to set 512 MB, something around like that. Okay, initially we'll set 512 MB, then later it will be increased by, okay, some organizations, they will follow 10%. Okay, some organizations, they will follow in megabytes, 1024, they will add. Means once my, see, what is this in megabytes, 1024. Now tell me if this 8 MB is full, if I choose this option, 1024, if I give, what is the new file size?
1 GB.
No.
Exact number I want. My 8 MB is full. 1000.
1032.
1032. That's it. 1024 plus 8. 1032 you will get. The new file size is 1032. 1032 is completely full. Next, what is the new size? You can use calculator.
1040.
Yes.
1032.
1032 plus 1024. 32 plus 24. How much? 56. 1056. 2056. Agree? Agree, everyone? Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So as you gave 1024 MB, whenever the file is full, it will add 1 GB, 1 GB, 1 GB every time. If you give percentage, it will add in terms of percentages. That's it. Clear? Is these points
So
clear?
which is the best practice,
Depends. If the file size is very small, okay, don't go with multiple additions. 10% you don't give. Why? Because it will keep on adding a small bits, which is not good performance wise. Okay, so usually if the file size is big, usually in the organization, okay, we are going to follow 1024 MB and all. Depends upon the use case to use case again. Don't think this is not a what you can say. This is not a thumb rule. That depends upon, completely depends upon the organization. Some organization will go for in percentage, some organization will go for in megabytes. Okay, clear? Now that's fine. It can grow, that's fine, but up to what level it can grow? If you want to limit this, you can select limit. Okay, it can grow up to 10 GB only. So if my 8 MB is full, it will add 1024, 1032. It will be next time it will add 1024 more, 2056, like that. Up to it will grow 10 GB or 100 GB it will grow. If you want to limit it, you can set limit option. No, that is my data file. I don't want to limit. Usually we don't limit data files, guys. Data files has to consume as much as it can. Why? Because we are getting the data from the customers. If you limit it, the file will grow up to some extent, to the limited extent, and then it won't grow. Okay, if you unlimited, it will keep on growing till there is a free space in the drive. Sir, if my free space is over, how can I manage, sir? Now tell me, what are the other ways? If my free space is over, 98 GB free space is completed, there is no free space. Now how you are going to manage it? Are we going to delete anything from the data file to create a free space?
No, sir. We
Add
can
new
give
data
another
file.
memory
Change the
or
drive option.
another drive. Send to another
Excellent,
drive.
excellent. Okay, you can have multiple options. You can create one more file in the another drive like this. Here you can add. Okay, you can add, click. I'll tell you. There is one more option without adding files. You can simply extend this drive, right? You can talk to Windows team. They will add 200 GB for this drive. They will add 500 GB for this drive. They will add 1 TB for this drive. Agree? There are two ways. One way is you can create a separate file in another drive where you have free space. Okay. Another way is you can talk to the Windows team. Windows team can help you in extending the existing drive. They can extend this 126 GB to 1024 GB or 2 terabytes or 3 terabytes based on the storage type. They are going to extend the drive so that you will get enough free space again. Agree, everyone? Is it clear? Clear, guys? Yes. Okay, done. Okay, so the data file usually it won't be okay limited. It will be unlimited only. Unlimited data we are going to store. Let me go with the one in megabytes. Okay, no issues. So I'm going to the data file is going to auto grow with 1024 and unlimited. Okay, log file usually there is a there is a log for the log file. The log file size is maximum 2 terabytes only. Okay, max 2 terabytes only. You cannot grow, the log file can't grow more than 2 terabytes. Data file doesn't have any limit. Data file can use how much free space you have, how much storage you have. But log file, there is a limit. The max log file size is 2 terabytes only. It can't grow more than 2 terabytes. And again, you can ask, sir, if it is 2 terabytes, how it is going to manage if the data is more than 2 terabytes, guys? Again, I'm saying log file is a temporary area.
It's
Once the data
temporary.
is, once the data is permanently moved to the data file, then everything will be cleared in the log file. Again, fresh log file will be there. Is it clear, everyone? Log file is a temporary storage area. It will store the data temporarily until the things are going to be moved into the data file. Once the things are committed in the data file, then whatever the data, committed data is there, that will be truncated from your log file. Truncate means delete. I will explain again. As of now, truncate means it will clear the things. It will delete the things. Okay, so the max log file size is how much?
2 terabytes.
2 terabytes.
2 terabytes.
Okay, the
Terabytes.
max log file size is 2 terabytes, and you can expand in the same options in percentage, in megabytes, limited, unlimited. Okay, so and where you are going to store these files? You want to store in C drive, you want to store in D drive, you can browse it. Okay, in which location you want to store? Usually in the organization, guys, people will manage in different ways. I'm sorry, I missed some messages. Can we do the same on-prem also because we allocated initially 25 GB? Yes, everything, there is no difference on-prem and all. Okay, everything, whatever we are discussing on-prem here. And one more question. You said, Muthu, you asked 25 GB. You know the answer up to what level you can grow. 25 GB on-prem machine, you will have only 25 GB. You can grow up to 25 GB only. If you want to extend your drive, yes, in the on-prem machines also you can extend the drive. There are some queries. You have to run that query. Your 25 GB will be extended to 30 GB, 40 GB, 50 GB like that. Depends upon the free space you have. Okay, clear? Fine. So in the organization, how they are going to manage the drives? Different organizations will follow different ways, guys. One organization, they will create only one drive, data drive. Imagine, okay, or just they will create SQL drive. Inside the SQL drive, they will create mount points, different mount point. Mount point means it's also one drive, a logical drive. That's it. You can call this mount point as logical drive. Okay, so they will create, it's also drive. Imagine that is also a drive. Okay, so what inside the SQL drive, imagine this is E drive. The drive letter is, every drive will have a drive letter, guys. Okay, this is E drive. Under E drive, they will create logical drives. For data files, they will create one mount point. For log files, they will create one mount point. For backups, they will create one mount point. For TempDB, they will create one more mount point. For system databases, they will create one more mount point. This is how they are going to organize. Some organization, what they will do, directly they will create a data drive. Imagine E drive, they will give one letter, right? E drive. Log drive, imagine this is L drive. Okay, backup drive, imagine that is an X drive. And TempDB drive, imagine that is a T drive. Okay, right? A system databases drive. Either they will create logical partitions, or else they will create physical partitions, or else some people, what they will do, simply see, we cannot store all the things at one place. If you ask like that, that is wrong. You can store even though in the single E drive without creating all these logical partitions. By simply creating a single folders also, we can store the data. Nothing is going to stop you. You can even store, sir, I have only one drive. Can I store all my data in the drive? Yes, happily you can store it. You can store happily, no problem at all. You can create a multiple subfolders. That's it. Okay, so no one is blocking you. Nothing is going to block you. You can store all the SQL data in a single drive if you want. No, I want to organize the things, okay, properly. Why I don't keep all the things in a single drive? Why? Because imagine I just kept all my stuff in the E drive, guys. Suddenly one backup is completely, okay, occupying my E drive. If the backup is occupying the single drive, what happened? Only one of the backup file is occupying the whole drive. Okay, if the drive is completely full, your data drive can't extend. Sorry, your data files can't extend. Your log file can't extend. You don't have free space for TempDB. Your SQL server will be down. Imagine if you are maintaining separate drives, even though your backup drive is completely full, as your log drive is having free space, log drive is having data drive is having free space, log drive is having free space, TempDB is having free space. Okay, it will work perfectly fine. That's why people don't organize all the things in a single drive. Either they will create single drive, inside that single drive they will go for mount points, or else they will create separate drives for each. Okay, for each scenario, for each files, different types of files, different drives they were going to manage. Is it clear, everyone? This is how we are going to organize the things in a we are going to organize the things in the company or else organization. Is it clear, everyone? Please. Fine. So let's go with this. Yes. LUN, LUN, logical units. Okay, those are like mount points. Okay, those are all the logical drives only. Logical unit number and all. Yeah, LUN means. Okay, right. Fine. So you can create all the files, data file and log file in the same drive. You can see here the same drive, same path also. There is no difference in the path. You can still create in the same drive, same path. Nothing is going to block you. File names no need to give by your own automatically. Once you click OK, automatically the file names will come. Okay, that is all about your this screen. And owner, remember guys, this is very important. Usually every object will have owners in the SQL server. Every object, database will have database owners. Table jobs will have job owners. Okay, so like this, for every object there is an owner. Database owners will be there, job owners will be there. So usually who will be the owner? If I click OK, who is creating the database, he will become the owner. Who is creating the database, guys? Now guess who will be the owner of this database?
Administrator.
I need complete name. Who will be the owner of this database now? If it is default, who
System
will be
admin.
no, I need
Admin.
name. Who said?
Batch 41.
Who said just now?
Myself.
No. Before
Batch
you,
41.
someone
Pranit.
said. Pranit, before
Batch
you.
41.
41 admin, sir.
Yes, someone said B41 admin. So as I'm creating, I just logged into my SQL server with B41 admin. I am creating the database, right? I am means B41 admin is creating the database. So the DB owner will be B41 admin. Okay, the DB owner will be B41 admin. So usually the problem is, imagine Pranit is creating this database. Pranit logged into his session. Pranit is creating this database. Now what will be the owner? Who will be the owner? Who will be the owner? Pranit.
Pranit.
Agree. Pranit got good opportunity. He just went to another company. Pranit got good opportunity in another company. He just left the organization. He went to another company. So Pranit account will be deleted. Agree? Once anyone left the organization, their accounts will be deleted, right? Pranit left the organization, so his account is removed. So what happened? Whatever the things Pranit is created on his name, all the objects won't work properly if the DB owner is his name. Agree? If Pranit is there here, okay, if Pranit account is deleted, B41 Pranit, imagine B41 Pranit, okay, imagine it is like this. Imagine if we just mention like this. If this Pranit is deleted, if this account is deleted, now this PhonePe database won't work sometimes. It won't work properly sometimes. So that's why we are going to use SCA. SCA is a permanent login. Where is that, sir? You can go to the SQL server. You can see under logins list, there will be a login called SCA login. You cannot delete this login. It's a permanent login, guys. No one can delete this SCA login. Okay. So that's why we are going to, all the object owners, database owners, job owners will be SCA only. Even job also, if Pranit is a job owner, if Pranit created one job, if we didn't change the job owner to SCA, Pranit will be the owner of the job. And sometimes if the Pranit account is deleted or Pranit account doesn't have proper permissions, that job will be failed. Okay, so always the owner should be SCA only. Agree, everyone? Is it clear? Is it clear,
Okay.
guys? Yeah. Go to options page. There nothing to change here. I'll explain later what is this recovery model and all. We'll discuss about it later. File groups, I told you, right? By default, you will get primary file group. You can see that primary file group, right? Right? If you want, you can create one more file group, guys. Add file group. You can simply add one more file group. So file group name is PhonePe FG1 underscore FG1. Okay, this is my file group name. And if you see here now, how to add extra files, here you can see in the files page, in the general page, you can see add button, add. Here you can give the name of the file, data file, PhonePe underscore, okay, D2 means data file 2, or you can mention PhonePe underscore data 2. This is data file 1 and this is data file 2. Now it will ask which file group you want to store this file. You can drop down and you can see the file group which we just created. Okay, so in this way you can organize the things. You can store the files in file groups as well. Okay, so you can ask, sir, how many maximum files I can add? How many maximum file groups I can create? Can anyone tell me the answer? Those who are watching my videos.
32767.
Very good. Okay, so remember, guys, 32767 is a magic figure in the SQL server. Can anyone tell me how we got this 32767? That is the assignment question for tomorrow. Okay. So there is a logic behind this why 32767 only. There is a logic behind in this 32767. You have to tell me the answer. Okay. So you can create 32,767 databases. You can create 32,767 logins. You can create 32,767 users. You can create 32,767 files. You can create 32,767 file groups. Okay, so the number is important. 32,767 is an important number. 32,767 databases you can create, logins you can create, users. I'll explain what is this login, user, and all in the security concept. 32,767 files you can add. 32,767 file groups you can add. Clear? Any issues, any doubts as of now, please? Is it clear?
Sir, I have one doubt.
Yes, yes, tell me.
Sir,
Yes,
sir,
For that, if we
sir.
will
1 minute,
create
Kusma.
a
1 minute, 1 minute.
secondary file,
Kusma, 1 minute. Yeah, yes, sir,
okay.
please.
if we will create secondary file, then it will going to add into that primary file group, or we need to create another for
By
that
default, it
secondary
will go
file.
to primary file group. If you want, you can keep it like that only. But by default, it will go to primary file group. If you don't choose any file group, by default, it will be created in the primary. How, sir? Why, sir? In the file groups option, if you see here, default option. Okay. If this option is enabled, whenever you create a new files, all files will be created in the primary file group only. If you choose this as a file default file group, MDF won't move. Now, once you click OK, once you choose this option as default, from this point onwards, if you create an extra file, that will be by default, it will go to the PhonePe FG1. If you want, you can change it just from the drop down. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions, Kusma? Yes.
Got the
What
answer,
is
sir.
the
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So what is the significance of this file groups, Shivu?
See, significance means simply organizing the things properly. That's it. Okay. So 99% people will create a single file group and they are going to insert all the data in the single file group only. No. I'll create a separate file groups. I will organize the things in a better way. Then you can create a file groups, different file groups also.
Okay, Shamukh,
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes. And 1 minute,
We
guys.
are